Hey everyone, it's your boy Matt. It's 9th of January 2025, and this is a personal update. Sorry, it's not 9th of January 2025, it's 2026, man. Time has gone by. Now, I make a lot of videos which don't get uploaded. They don't get uploaded because I'm working through ideas. One of those ideas which I've been working through is how the fuck do I live my life while being an enemy of the state? Because it makes employment and all these things very difficult. And it's been like this for around 3 or 4 years now. It happened the moment I came to Canberra. I'd been dealing with some form of harassment from the government the moment I came here, because in Canberra you get to meet the people who work for the government, and those people are often not great people. They're the same people who work and live in every other part of Australia. Some people who are attracted to institutions such as intelligence, Department of Defence, and these things, who cluster around veteran support groups or veteran support groups, or things which involve violence, are sadists. Many of these people, and many of them are not great people. That's something I've had to learn. Most of the time there's cultural norms in jiu-jitsu gyms which deal with it, but this one didn't have that. And I've dealt with a lot of abuse. Okay, I've dealt with cyber attacks. I've dealt with invasions into my privacy the moment I came to Canberra. And it's played havoc with my career and my life. And I already have so much to contend with before I have to worry about this. And I have to deal with all these other abuses and harassments. And it's not really been possible for me to work. And now there's sort of this door which is sort of held open for me to complete my internship. And I'm not very enthusiastic about it because I have to do that whilst being an enemy of the state. It's already been exceedingly difficult, and it's something which exposes me again to the public. And I'm not interested in interacting with the public anymore. I've really had enough. I have not been served well by the community despite an immense service being provided. So because of this, I need to sort of decide what I do next and figure out what I can do, because a lot of my capacity has gone, mainly largely because of atrophy. There was a period of time where I legitimately could not work, and now I'm in some ways not stable enough to, because I'm going to have to deal with a whole lot of terrible situations. I'm going to have to do that without really many supporting factors. And or if I hadn't, like 3 years ago, before I had all these layers of abuse happened, that would be something I would consider contending with. But I have to do this whilst also now being a quite hot enemy of the state, someone who's been very badly harassed. And it's very difficult to operate in that space. And if I had gone through a due process, like a legal due process, where things got clearly defined and clear boundaries were set, I think I'd be fine. I'd be able to, I'd feel comfortable moving on with my life if there was some legal procedure, like we could have a fucking trial or something. I would like that. I would like there to be some means of just being able to say, okay, at the end of this trial, the government fucks off. Matt, stay 500 meters away from any defense building and we're good, right? That's what it would be, something like that. That's what I want. I want a finite conclusion to this. That's what I would need to be able to begin the process of putting my life back together. But instead, I have been the victim of just random collision with a couple of very juvenile, sadistic man children and on top of all the other horrors that I've seen and had to contend with in the NDIS, long before that in the military, and all these other horrific things which I've had to contend with, I've contended with these people. And it's the nature of the government authority and the access to things such as the cyber warfare infrastructure, which is the problem. It's also a problem how the police treat me and interact with me. And there is no need for it. It's just that they've decided that because they're the team over there and I'm the person over here, that I therefore must be the bad guy because they interact with me. And it's like, just stop interacting with me. Fuck off. All right. Same with these idiots at Rogue BJJ. It's like, you've lost your reputation. You've lost the credibility of your gym. You're not going to be it's not going to be a respected art or jiu-jitsu institution anymore. It's already had its loss. It doesn't need to continue destroying its reputation. These people can take the L and they can just let me get on with my life. And it would be okay if they wanted to complain about it, if they wanted to be tribal. The issue is the use of cyber warfare infrastructure and the gang bullying and the gang mentality. I don't want anything to do with these people. I don't want anything to do with the police. I don't really want much to do with the psychology community. What I want to do is I wanted to be able to just ride off into the sunset and call it a day with this. I'm being forced into the workforce, which is not a good thing for me because I've been through a bit, and I was really hoping for an opportunity to break out of employment. And again, going back to work in an unstructured environment where I don't get to metamorph my workplace to something I can contend with as a person who has some triggers, and has some things they need to contend with, is difficult. It's not a situation I want to be placed in. And there's no reason for me to. It just seems to be that this is something that someone or some people want. Like, people want to see me working because it's conforming to a social norm, and really I've been able to produce myself as a social media talent and have been providing work and labor and all these things just in a different sense. Like, what I do provides value. Like, there's no issue with it. I really should be allowed to just get on with my life how I see fit. I really do not want to practice again. I don't want to have interactions with the public. I want to be able to have a controlled environment. I've kind of had enough of this nonsense. I really think it should be put away, and I should be allowed to just blast off and do my own bloody thing. At least what I want is a fucking trial. At least the fucking due process. Have a good one.